Hey there everybody, it's Nathan Cool with NathanCoolPhoto.com, and with the close of 2021, I want to talk about a few quick little things in this episode to prepare for next year, a few words of inspiration, and a few things I'm looking at to help everyone out in real estate photography. So one of the first things right off the bat is I'm going to be having another annual report on 2021, the state of real estate photography. It does require some survey input. We've had a lot of recipients so far that have filled out the survey. I've got a link to that down in the description for this video. It's important that we try to get as many people to take the survey as possible. It's completely anonymous. Nobody's going to know who you are, where you're from. It allows you to only take the survey one time. That's why it will ask for an email address, but it is completely anonymous. And this really helps. You might have seen other previous reports. I'll have links to those also in the description for this video. But it tells us a lot about what's changing, what are we going to be doing different the next year? How can we start guiding our business? Now that's one aspect of everything, but you might have had over the last year or two a lot of things happen that may not have been very positive. Some things may have been. So I really want to talk about a few things now besides that survey and the report that'll be coming out in a few weeks, some take-home points here before the year ends to really contemplate about what you're doing for real estate photography and how to really progress going forward. And I'd like to start out with a quote. It's one of my favorites. It's something that I've lived by. It's by Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And that three-part quote by Winston Churchill just speaks volumes. You never can get very comfortable. That's why success is not final. You just can't give up and say, I know how to do real estate photography. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do the exact same thing I've done year over year as I go forward. It's always good to keep your ear to the rail, to keep an eye on what could be happening, what could be changing, and always try to progress, always try to succeed. And we will fail at times, but it's not fatal. Everybody fails. Every year I make some blunder, no matter how long I've been doing this, where I go, oh, what can I do? But you know what? You can always correct it. There's always ways to go back. You can't beat yourself up over it. And that's where the courage to continue really matters. You know, everybody who plays sports will not hit a home run or get a touchdown or whatever every single game. There's people that go up to bat that strike out from time to time, and that's okay. As long as you're not striking out every single time, and when you do strike out, you try to find what went wrong and try to correct it. And that's where the courage comes in to actually continue. Two more quotes here that I've found very useful. Both of them come from the old Stoics. First one here is by Epictetus. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best of yourself? Too often we can just say, oh, I can't do that. Oh, it's easy. You just shrug it off and you move on. I can't do a Flambient. I can't do real estate video. I can't do virtual tours. I can't do my own editing. You can. The fact is that you probably have the skills in you, but because going back to the first quote by Winston Churchill, if you did fail, you might not want to pick yourself back up because you have to face the possibility that you might fail again. And this can happen. If you ever tried to learn an instrument, like say for instance the piano, you know that you will not get the first time that you sit down to play a piece correct. You might have to go over measure for measure multiple times until you get it right. And yes, the old saying, practice does make perfect. So don't discount yourself if you do make errors. Don't wait to try to be the best photographer that you can be. If not, now when? That's a saying that has gone through my head for years, especially the older I got. If not, now when? So when are you going to wait to be the best photographer that you can be? The next quote here, also by a famous Stoic. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but we care more about their opinions than our own. That was by Marcus Aurelius, and he was probably the most famous Stoic because he was also a Roman emperor. And the fact is that what he was pointing out is that we're always trying to impress other people, but we really don't care about ourselves as much when we think about what they think of us. We have to be happy with who we are, the way that we look, the way that we live, the way that we do everything. And most importantly, when it comes to photography, to the point here, is that we have to be happy with our work and not necessarily what someone else does. Now, you might have seen a lot of videos that I've done. You've probably seen my work, and still to this day, there are photographers that will cut me down. And that's okay, because I'm not perfect. I definitely am not perfect. I've been successful in my career as a photographer, and I've always got room to grow. There's no doubt about that. But the fact is, I have to know who I'm listening to, and does their opinion count? I've seen this time and again. You share your work in a Facebook group, for instance, on real estate photography, and you have dozens of comments. Some of them are just smart alecky comments. Some of them are, snarky. Some of them will point out stuff that nobody would ever notice when it comes to real estate photography. And if you did take all the advice that came your way, you'd never make any money because you would be editing each photo for an hour. So there's a certain level of what we really need to take in for input from other people. We need to know the source of that information. Are we getting the right information? Are we getting good information? Remember, if you don't respect the opinion of someone else, then why would you respect their opinions when it comes to reviewing your work? Know your source, know where that critique is coming from, and then take it for what it's worth. So these are just a few things that I really hope will help you as you go forward into 2022. Got a lot of stuff coming up too, a lot of great videos that I'm starting to work on. I've got outlines, some new tutorials, another book in the works too, by the way. And by the way, if you haven't seen the latest one, Mastering Color in Photography, it's generalized. It does cover a lot on real estate photography, but other stuff as well. Got a link to that in the description if you want to check that out, as well as all the other books that I have on real estate photography, videography, and also on virtual tours. Anyways, 2021 has been a great year, and I can't thank all of you enough for subscribing to my channel, for watching my videos, trusting me for my advice. It means the world to me, and I really, truly mean that. If you haven't subscribed, though, to this channel and you want to see more videos like this that cover real estate photography and some photography in general, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. It won't cost anything. And as soon as one of these videos is posted, you'll be the first to know. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care, be safe, and get out there and shoot something.